Hello again and welcome to another episode of the N.O.W show. On today's episode, I'm going to start by telling you a story. Something happened to me a few days ago in my bathroom. I went in and by my wash hand basin, I saw a face wash that I use. It was a men's face wash. Then, going into the shower, I saw a men's body wash. The face wash was given to me by my daughter. And the body wash I got myself because I am a bargain hunter. Anytime I want to shop, I make sure that I look for those things that are on sale. So I only bought that body wash because at that period, that was what was on sale. And I said to myself, it's just a body wash. It's going to be in my bathroom. I'm the one using it. I don't have a problem. I'm getting value for my money because it was half price. But I was to learn a lesson that morning. And the lesson being that if anyone other than myself walked into that bathroom, seeing that face wash and that body wash, you would assume that there was a man who either used them periodically or regularly. Meanwhile, there's no man. I had them because one was a gift from my daughter and I did know it was a good product from using it. And the other, simply a bargain hunted product bought by me because it was on sale. And that was telling me something. The dangers in assumptions. So what is an assumption? An assumption is an hypothesis taken for granted. It's a conception, a conclusion, something assumed to be true, and conclusion is drawn from it. And what does it do? It leads to bearing of false witnesses. And more later, a damage to relationships. Can you imagine if a friend of mine came in to that bathroom and saw and didn't ask me anything and just went out and said, there must be a man there now, and I got to hear. Definitely I'll be hurt and it will damage our relationship. A seeming innocent action by someone and you assume you know what they were doing, and without seeking clarification, you just go on and tell the story. Then it leads to offenses because the person gets offended when they get to know, and sometimes can partly sever or even completely damage a relationship. Have you found yourself here? Does what I'm saying ring any kind of bell at all? Many have damaged relationships they had over assumptions, seemingly knowing what the other person thought or what they did. There must have been a message in the action. You tell yourself there must have been something they were trying to tell you. What still? Some have even denied themselves of relationships they should have over assumptions, assuming they know where that person is coming from or what they meant, and say, oh, no, it's not a relationship for me. Some have made very crucial decisions based on assumptions, and they have paid dearly for it. I went to see a friend of mine, a young friend of mine the other day, and we got talking. And it was about, how she got into a relationship, marriage, and all that. And she said something. She said when they were courting, she didn't want to get married, but the guy came along. He was a very jovial, friendly, caring person. But along the line of their discussion, she told him that she had just one bank account. And he said, oh, I have 3 bank accounts. And voila, she thought, wow, 3 bank accounts. If me, I have only 5 million in my one bank account. So he, with 3 bank accounts, it was loaded. And they went on, they had their wedding plans. And now time to pay for things. And she was like, uncle, bros, oh yeah now. And he said, oh yeah, it was, with my one bank account, this is how much I have to bring down. And the guy says, oh, in my 3 bank accounts, I have only 60-something thousand naira. And we all fell on the floor. We were laughing. But it just, it wasn't really funny. Because I now realize that, wow, she assumed that because he had 3 bank accounts, he was loaded, he was buoyant. Meanwhile, the number of the account does not mean the richness of the account. You can go on opening bank accounts, and she made a lifelong decision based on that. I'm happy the story ended well. But can you imagine for those whose stories didn't end well because of crucial decisions they made based on the assumptions that they had? Or is it the case of spiritual leaders who completely ignore their health checks because they assume that their fitness and well-being is based on their spirituality? Meanwhile, the body needs rest. It needs checks and balances. And when something happens, they now start blaming their enemies or the devil. Spirit cocos, please go for your regular health check and stop assuming. Stop the assumptions. There is the danger in assuming. Did something strike a chord in you in all I have said? What have you seemingly lost to assumptions? Whatever it is, please go make amends today. And never assume it is too late. It's never, ever too late. Till I come your way again, have yourself a fulfilling weekend. Keep winning.